Everybody's gonna die. It's just a question of when. Try to be useful. Do things that are useful to your fellow human beings. Everybody's gonna die. Basically, try to ingest as much information as you can and try to also just develop a good general knowledge. So you at least have like a rough lay of the land of the knowledge landscape. Try to learn a little bit about a lot of things. How would you know what you're really interested in if you at least aren't like doing a peripheral exploration of broadly of the knowledge landscape? So you want to try to find a thing that's a good combination of the things that you're inherently good at, but you also like doing. But I put a lot of stock and certainly have a lot of respect for someone who puts in an honest day's work to do useful things, and just generally to have like not a zero-sum mindset, like have more of a grow the pie mindset. When I see people like perhaps including some very smart people kind of taking an attitude of like doing things that seem like morally questionable, it's often because they have at a base sort of axiomatic level a zero-sum mindset without realizing it. They don't realize they have a zero-sum mindset. If you have a zero-sum mindset, then the only way to get ahead is by taking things from others. If the pie is fixed, then the only way to have more pie is to take someone else's pie. But this is false. Like obviously the pie has grown dramatically over time, the economic pie. In reality, you can have so overuse this analogy. You can have there's a lot of pie.
Yeah,
pie is not fixed. You really want to make sure you're not operating without realizing it from a zero-sum mindset, where the only way to get ahead is to take things from others. Then that's going to result in you trying to take things from others, which is not good. It's much better to work on adding to the economic pie. Everybody's going to die. It's just a question of when. Try to have a positive net contribution to society. I think that's the thing to aim for. Are you contributing more than you consume? It's very hard to be useful. Very hard. If you can live a useful life, that is a good life. A life worth having lived.
If people are clicking your video more than they click other videos and they're watching it longer than they watch other videos, simplistic as that is, that's like what YouTube wants.
Genuine love for learning. And that's something I have. Like I always feel like I need to be learning something to justify the time I'm spending.
How do you improve something each time? The second one, just put more effort into the script. The third one, try to learn a new editing trick. The fourth one, try to figure out a way that you can have better inflections in your voice. The fifth one, try to, study a new thumbnail tip and implement it. The sixth one, try to figure out a new title. There's infinite ways.
I feel like viewers genuinely notice when you go the extra mile. And so with filming, it's just like trying to make sure we're doing everything we can, no matter how expensive it is, no matter how much time it takes, to make the best video possible so they have the best experience. And so they want to, obviously watch more videos because that's what you want the viewers to do. There's a big misconception that controversy and negativity is the only way to get clicks, because that's how it is in media for the most part. Like they don't want good stories, they just want bad things. But I think on YouTube it's different and people just haven't realized it. Like positivity is just as clickbait as negativity.
When I was a teenager, I just, I couldn't relate to many people. I just thought it was like a fucking freak of nature because no one was obsessed with building businesses or any of this kind of stuff. And so like back then, that advice would have been helpful. Maybe not that particularly, but just knowing that it's not that you're a freak of nature, you just haven't found people that have the same interest.
At the beginning of the video, the simplest thing, just tell them why they should watch it. If you're putting 1 million Orbeez in a pool, don't start the video with you shopping for, your mom's birthday present. It's very hard right off the bat to know what makes a good video, how to hold a viewer, how to get them to click and stuff like that. Some people are naturally entertaining and retaining a viewer is just much easier for them. And some people like me, you just need a long time to develop.
You invest so much money into
all
the
the
show.
money I make. I don't. Why do I need money?
So you don't go crazy? You don't have a Ferrari or anything nuts?
No. I think living your life chasing like a nicer car and a bigger and bigger box to live in is kind of like a dumb way to go about life. Especially me in like the middle of North Carolina in a small town. I had like horrible acne. I'm especially back then, really awkward. It's like no one, like people would have bet $1 million that I wouldn't be a YouTuber. It makes no sense. But I have hyper obsession and I love this, and you give it enough time, anyone can solve it.
You, my friend, need to figure out what you're best at. Is that making content on social media? Is that being a charismatic personality that I think was shining through in that question? Is that being a salesperson, buying, selling stuff? Know what you want and put yourself in the best position to succeed to get there. But be careful, because the thing right in front of you is normally not the thing that's actually going to get you to the best position to actually do what you want. The fact that things, whether home, car, watch, clothes, going out, is holding people back from a substantially happier life is fascinating to me. Too many people are fucking lazy because they want it too fast. So you need to figure out something you actually like, so you put in the hours, because nothing great comes easy. For all the great things that I have in my life, I would literally give it up, all of it, just to be 25. I would give up for 17 years. I'd give up everything I have, because that's how valuable time is. We live in a world right now of headline readers. Everybody here has a lot of opinions about Facebook and Snapchat and Instagram and influencer and LinkedIn and Medium, but there's very few practitioners. I will preach this in perpetuity because it is so crystal clear. You can't sustain doing something you don't like, especially if you're doing it for money. You will lose that game every day of the week. I think it's easier when you have a level of success, and it's harder when you're climbing up the ladder. But I think that there's a lot of people who, if they talked about the journey of the climb, could win. People aren't starting.
People aren't starting.
They're just not making. They're thinking, they're pondering, they're strategizing, they're debating. I believe that in 20 years, it will be commonplace for individuals to pay the best business leaders to work for them, not the other way around. It's a very weird thing that's starting to manifest in my head, because it's just black and white to me that that's where the value is. Get as close to the sun of the thing that you want to be, and you will win if you're capable.
If you enjoyed this video, then you'll also like our recent micro-documentary on Andrew Tate. Remember, like, subscribe, and hit that bell.